Good afternoon. It is about 4:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:50 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it looks like a significant severe weather outbreak is indeed beginning to unfold across the Gulf Coast region, Dixie Alley. And so I wanted to do this quick video update just to show everybody what we're looking at real quickly. As of now, you can still see there is a moderate risk, and it has been expanded since yesterday, now includes much of southern Alabama, much of southern Mississippi back towards excuse me, northeast Louisiana, the western Florida Panhandle, and into far southwestern portions of Georgia, surrounded by an enhanced risk, including much of western and southwest Georgia, much of the Panhandle, much of Alabama, into a good portion of southern southeast Mississippi, down to southeast Louisiana, surrounded by standard slight risk from still covering just a small sliver of far southeast Texas, and over here up into Mississippi, most of Alabama, down to I believe Atlanta, include the Atlanta metro, and then down to just the far northwestern tip of the peninsula, and then surrounding that a marginal risk all the way up into the Tennessee Valley. And so, just to give you an idea of some of the cities that are included in that, we have Birmingham and the enhanced risk, um, Atlanta down here, up here in the slight risk, New Orleans just barely included in the moderate risk, Mobile, also Pensacola, Florida, right over here, and under the moderate risk, and Tallahassee just almost right on the edge of that, on the eastern edge of that moderate risk area. So, needless to say, a very dangerous weather situation setting up, especially for the moderate risk area. You can see that's where the tornado probabilities are maxed out, where we have a moderate risk of tornadoes, 15%, meaning, let's say, Mobile, for example, this would be a 15% chance of a tornado within a 25 miles of within a 25-mile radius of the Mobile metro area. That's pretty substantial when you break it down like that. And you got the hatch marks too, indicating the significance and the threat, and the possibility that a couple of these tornadoes could be on the stronger side and could be on the ground for a long period of time. Even a 10% area all the way up to Birmingham, um, into Georgia, and almost to Jackson. Still, it even could be a significant tornado there. The threat isn't quite as high, but the threat is definitely there. Even in the 5% area, the threat is there for a couple of tornadoes. Even the smaller chance for a tornado in the green 2% area. But the 5% does come up to Atlanta. Take note of that. I think a lot of these storms will be I think this will largely be a evening and even an overnight event. So I think for a lot of the folks here in Alabama, we could see, in Georgia, we could see severe weather well into the nighttime hours. And so we strongly encourage people to get their weather radios ready, because this is one of those typical Dixie Alley situations where we see severe weather potential lasting way into nighttime hours. I want to show you the two tornado watches that we have in effect this time. Now, this tornado watch right here, I'll go ahead and show you that here's the general outline for the aviation, but all the counties shaded in red are under this tornado watch, which is valid until what time? Hold on just a second. 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we want to point out that this is a rare, particularly dangerous situation. Particularly dangerous situation, PDS tornado watch. That's a very rare enhanced language that is given to tornado watches on very rare occasions, and basically it is just how can I say this, heightening the potential, drawing awareness to the potential that a couple of the tornadoes within that tornado watch area could be strong and could be long living. When we say strong, we're talking about EF2, EF3, and perhaps even greater than that. So definitely a risk of significant tornadoes. Real quickly, we'll show you the other tornado watch that's in effect. And this is not a PDS tornado watch, so we think that up here in the Jackson area and Meridian, Mississippi, all these counties shaded in red. We don't think the threat for significant tornadoes is quite as high. Not saying that it won't happen. Nonetheless, a tornado watch is a tornado watch, and you want to take it seriously. And that is in effect also until 10 p.m. tonight. Real quickly, let's take a look at the radar. Again, this is, if you're watching this video, keep in mind this is about 4:55 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:55 Central Time. So this radar image that you're about to see has most likely changed since then. But you can already see we have some pretty significant storms that have developed here. We do have a tornado warning out that remains in effect for northeastern St. James, northwestern St. John, also central Livingston parishes, as well as the Baptist and East Central. I'm not good with the words. Athenian, whatever that word is. Right here, I'll highlight it so you can see it. But for these parishes here in Louisiana, again, that is set to expire at let's see, that is set to expire at about until 4:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want to point out that they are reporting, and I'll highlight this, they are reporting a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado with this storm. So apparently spotters have already called in and have said that we have had a large tornado with this storm right here. We'll look at the rotation, and you can definitely see that supercell, this is the problem with these type of early season events in Dixie Alley. The supercells don't always look as impressive as what you would see out in the Great Plains during the month of May or April. But you can see here we got a tight circulation right here where we have red and green coming together, red and blue. You can kind of see the difference here in the radar velocity data, and kind of see the signature right here where the radar itself is picking up on the area of strongest rotation. So that's a pretty good circulation showing up there on radar, and there's definitely reason to believe that there could be a tornado on the ground, potentially a significant one. Looks like there's another tornado warning up here until 4:30 for Pearl River County in southern Mississippi, and does not look like that there's been any confirmation, at least at the moment. Again, I stress this is a recorded video at 3:57 p.m. Central Standard Time, so things will probably change by the time you're watching this here. Another severe thunderstorm warning for a small cell in Harrison County and northwestern Jackson County in southern Mississippi until 4:30, and these are coming out of the Weather Service in New Orleans, and it looks like the Weather Service in Jackson has now posted a tornado warning for northern Forest, Lamar County, and southeastern Marion County in south central Mississippi now until 4:45. This segment right here looks a little more linear, so the tornadoes might be a little weaker with this thing, but with the highly sheared environment that we're working with here, just want to be careful on that kind of speculation. This tornado warning out here looks like the storm has pretty much moved offshore again, so I think this will be allowed to expire here soon. But I do want to point out these polygons showing up in blue. These are special marine warnings, indicating that we have heavy thunderstorms over the sea that are really gusty and could cause problems for boaters out in those areas. But it's worth noting that these are moving closer towards the shore. These will probably eventually make the Alabama, and these will probably eventually reach the Alabama coast and the western Florida Panhandle coast sooner or later. And so, needless to say, we could have some significant storms in those areas. I want to show you real quickly, look at the some thermodynamics, and you can see we have a very unstable atmosphere by February standards, 1,500 joules up here in places like the Florida Panhandle, up here, even all the way up here into Alabama, actually, into Georgia. So if you're in these areas, please be aware a significant severe weather outbreak is certainly possible with the potential of strong tornadoes. We will keep you updated.